to finish out our Batman Returns segment, this time taking a look at the Beast Kingdom Dynamic Action Heroes Mayoral Candidate Penguin, or Deluxe Penguin as they're calling this one here. This is 135P. It comes with that penguin with his mayoral look, the top hat. He's got his giant penguin legion here. And then he has that umbrella that allowed him to fly like a helicopter. So very, very much excited about this one. There was a similar version of this at Comic-Con, except it didn't have the umbrella, which was very disappointing to pay the same amount of money and not get that umbrella. But this one definitely has all of that. You can see it in the back there. You have that nice campaign poster over here, or I'm not really quite sure what it's supposed to be, but it's a fun little old-timey poster. And then, of course, that magnetic flap that I just love on boxes. It just says premium to me as opposed to some Velcro. So we have this nice deluxe box, a little bit bigger, comes with a bigger penguin. Remember when we just did the other penguin, he came with one of the smaller penguins. So if you bought the Penguin Legions, you bought regular penguin, you bought deluxe penguin, you end up getting 4 of the little Penguin Legions. So you get a bunch more of the Commando Penguins. So it's kind of nice. All right, let's check this guy out. Well, what do we got for Mr. Penguin in the box? First of all, we're going to have that certificate of authenticity that we're used to seeing with the Beast Kingdom products here. It's nice and embroidered. It gives you your number out of the series here. So 134, 135P. So there were 2 versions. So we got 134. We did last time. This is 135, the Deluxe Penguin. First off, it comes with a Penguin Legion. This is from the Penguin Legions 2-pack. It's the same one. So if you opened the other one, you got the small one, the 134P, 135P, the Deluxe Penguin. Here you're getting the big penguin. So now we have 2 big penguins and 2 small penguins. So of course you could always buy more of the Legion penguins, but it's nice that they kind of pack these together, so you're getting just like more of these without having to buy more. So you get a little army building, which is always appreciated. So what he has in the box here, top hat, very important. We have the central pole to the umbrella, really important. He's got a couple of alternate hands here, so I'm going to call these umbrella gripping hands, and they're wearing black gloves. And then we have the figure itself, the big show. So again, I'm going to pull off the little bits of coat that they have hanging here. They have an amazing sculpt on the face. Again, it's the realistic hair instead of plastic hair. He has the undersuit, you can see here, layered with a cloth tie, or this plastic undershirt, the cloth vest, cloth pants, and this really nice jacket that sits on him here. So I think they really did a nice job of capturing the look of Penguin right out of the film there in the second act. And he has this amazing jacket that is multiple. It's just the faux fur and then the tweed or whatever that is there on the material. So nice job. I'm just trying to pose him out here. And he's going to have a stand too. I try not to use the stands because I like how they look naturally when they're displayed without the stands. So we're going to have to find the center of gravity for this guy and get him into position. And when we do, he should stand on his own. There we go. You can see the nice shiny gloves. He was wearing those shiny black gloves. So they kept that look, which I really appreciate. He had really shiny gloves at that point in the film. So they really kept that glove look, and he's got that hunch over look that he had as well. You can see the way his head sits on there. So nice job all around on that. Just got to find out how to set him here on his legs. There we go. There we go. We found it. He was just a little bent over. So I think he looks amazing. I just love that head sculpt all around. And then you have his back here. So he's got that weird sort of like hump look to him. You can see it more from the side. But whether you're have him here, going to pose him with the umbrella in a second, or if you have him with Batman's whatchamacallit, his batarang for the one scene where he kills the Ice Princess, he could really pull it off either way. He looks great. And of course, he has his top hat that sits on his head awkwardly. I don't think there's a good way to really put this on here because of the shape of his head, but he wore it somehow in the movie. So what would have been nice is if they made this a little magnetic and it kind of stuck on there, but it just kind of sits on top there. And he's got the Cobblepot look to him. Oh, here we go. We could articulate the head up a little bit. That would help. But the head is just a little bit bigger than the hat. So you kind of just have to find a way to get it to sit on there. So, oh, and here, this is his hat. So you can get it on there eventually, but there we go. So he's got his hat on, he's got his coat, his gloves, and his umbrella. So let's get the rest of the umbrella. So first of all, we have the stand right here. You can see it's the same stand from the other penguin figure. Nothing different there. But the real gem here is the umbrella. Now the umbrella is not going to fold up. It's just going to be one piece, so these don't articulate. That would be kind of amazing. But I got to understand there's going to be price limitations on this, so they got to compromise somewhere. So a non-articulating umbrella, but an umbrella once assembled will look pretty cool. Let's check this out here. And there we go. So this should just connect in here. And then, yep. And then he would be able to stand here and hold it and then fly away in his umbrella, just like he did in the movie. Oh, knocked his hat off. But yeah, I mean, the hat, I wish this was done a little better, but the umbrella, pretty cool. I need to just give him the glove so he can hold it. But let's do that right now. But yeah, I mean, altogether, this figure came out really well. So very nice job. We do want to see how this stands up to his counterpart in the McFarlane series. So let's just get this hand on here so we could have the ability to grab now. Again, Beast Kingdom hands, you get to kind of twist as you put them on, but then you can switch it out. And I just dropped the hat, so give me a second here. And then we'll be comparing him to the McFarlane version, which we have right here. McFarlane version, the hat also does not like to stay on. It's a recurring theme, but I guess you could balance it a little easier because he doesn't have any resistance because he has hard plastic hair. Kind of disappointing in that. The collar is also black. I can't remember if it was black or this darker brown in the movie, but this looks, I mean, more right to me. I mean, he's even got it on the cuffs. None on the cuffs here is very simple. The jacket's just a piece of wool cut to fit on him. Underneath, this is all plastic. The vest is plastic. The ascot, this one is cloth. It's got a pattern on it. I mean, the face, way better. I mean, like I said, it's not fair. Even the hat is taller, more highly detailed. Yeah, and his umbrella is just one priest umbrella that does not open. So you could see here clearly a lot more detail on this figure. Clearly just a lot more fun to look at. And then of course he has this awesome helicopter umbrella. I don't know what the name for this is, but I'm gonna have to. I'll get it in there before and edit it in. But yeah, you have to kind of bend the hand to get it in there. But very cool. I mean, they did a really nice job with this one. I'm glad we got two versions of Penguin, and he just stands out. I mean, this whole series, the hat though is annoying. There is really no way to just get it to grip on his head, but that's the deal. They just have one piece that is just bugging me. But otherwise, I think this is an amazing figure. It would have just been nice to have a magnetic connection point for that hat, particularly if it's going to keep flopping around like that. But it's more of a display piece and not really, you know, thrown. I mean, as Mayor Penguin, he didn't really do much. So the hat, I guess, is excusable in that way. And you could always tuck the hair into the recesses of the shirt here so it doesn't stick out as much. But that is your mayoral candidate penguin or deluxe penguin from Beast Kingdom and the Dynamic Action Heroes line. All right, here he is. We got him with his umbrella all set up now. Pretty impressive, quite large. I'm glad they included this piece. You can't get it in the McFarlane collection. And it is kind of, I mean, pretty essential to the character. It's used in at least two scenes where he flies away from Batman and then when he links it onto Catwoman to make her fly away. So not a bad set here. You get one of the large penguins. You get, of course, this new figure with a lot of layering, detailing, and then his giant accessory here. This is going to run you more than the other one. I think the other one was about 100. This is closer to 130 to 140, somewhere in that range. Might have changed with tariffs as well. We'll have a link for you if you get it at BBTS. I think it is an amazing figure, and it definitely adds to your collection. If you had to get one penguin, I mean, this one is definitely more iconic. But the other penguin, like I said, is two figures in one, with and without the jacket. You need both. Honestly, you need both. If you're a fan of the Burtonverse Batman, you're going to want both. So we have three figures right now from Beast Kingdom in this series for Batman Returns. and oh, I'm sorry, 4. Let's not forget these guys. So we have this penguin. We have the penguin legions. We have the other penguin, and then we have the Batman. And that one is incredibly rare. Not that it's expensive, it's just you don't even see it on eBay. Like it just rarely pops up. I don't know why they only made so many of that one. There are no plans to reissue that. They reissued every single Batman figure except for that one. We get a new version of the '89 one, but we did not get a new version of the, I believe it was '92 Batman from Batman Returns. So we need it. So hopefully they reissue it at some point. And of course, we pointed out the differences in the armor between the two Batman. So yeah, you could tell which one is which. So yeah, I mean, it's a great line, and it definitely is a massive step up from the McFarlane line. Not that that's a bad line, but that is a toy line, and this is a collectible line. Like, this is really, really refined for display. So really nice pieces. So something to consider. Check them out. We'll have the links. You guys can pick them up easily. But that's all right now for our Batman Returns look. We've been doing this, I feel like, since November. So time to move on. We even did the Kenner figures last year. So time to move on to something new. Next week, we're going to start our new retro series. We're going to leave it for Thursday, so I don't want to spoil it, but it's something that is celebrating its 40th anniversary this year. So I'll leave it at that. Maybe you can figure it out. That's all for this time. Like, subscribe, and follow. See you guys next time.